Hey guys, Alex Bennett here from Agri Drones. In this video, we're going to go over kind of the basic boundary slash plot creation functions, kind of go through the actual screen, what every button means, how's your data stored, why is it important to make good boundaries, and stuff like that. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So to create any sort of field or boundary or anything like that, we're going to go ahead and go into auto. And then this sidebar here, we're going to go ahead and open that up. So what you're going to see here is when you open this up, you're going to see in operation fields and demands. We'll talk about demands kind of a little bit later, but we'll go over this real quick. So in operation is basically any plot that you have any plot, any field, anything like that you have started to fly, but you have not completed yet. So if you're in a field, you get halfway done, it starts to rain and you have to shut down for the day. Basically, this is where you would go to find that field to complete the rest of it that you haven't sprayed. The next one over is basically all your fields. And the next one over from there is called demands. So demands is kind of like a work order list. You can use this in multiple scenarios. You can use it as a team demand where, let's say ASD has, our custom app team. We could put all the demands there with all the people involved. You can use demands as a work order by the job. So, I could have Farmer John right here, and then I could store all of Farmer John's fields in there. It's a feature, a real quick access to be able to find certain stuff the way you have it stored. So with that being said, we're going to go back to fields. And we're going to go over to new plot, new field. So we're going to walk through this feature real quick. So basically, this is where we're going to put the name. And then the next one below that is landform. So this is, you basically we have flattened field, gentle slope, or steep slope. The main feature on what this does in every setting, this determines basically your flight speed, your max flight speed. So basically in flattened field, our max flight speed is 50.5 feet per second. Max flight speed on gentle slope is 32.8 feet per second. Max flight speed on steep slope is 23 feet per second. So for this, we're just going to leave it at flattened field for now. The next one down, you'll say with or without wires. Most 99% of you guys are always going to leave this no. If you have this selected, if you have fields with a lot of high transmission lines or something going through it, maybe this is where you'd say yes, but by turning on yes, this will slow down the flight speed of the drone drastically because it basically slows down the drone to give the LiDAR a chance to pick up those small, power lines and stuff like that. Like I said, in most circumstances, you're always going to say no. Next one down, we have AB mode operation. So this is where, again, this is probably something no one will ever use, but this is where if you wanted to import or make a true AB line for your routes, this is where you do that. Next one down is your crops. So if I click there, we have long stock, stuff like that. This is where your corn, your corn and stuff like that will be short stocks. This is where your soybeans, anything like that. There's a bunch of different crops in here. You do not have to have a crop selected though. Default is citrus, but you do not have to have one to go any farther. Then the next one below that is HD map. So if we use a drone to make a survey, collected like a real-time ortho TIFF map, this is where we would import that map of that field. Or if we've used, which this will be in a different video, if we use some of EA Vision's software to actually import TIFFs that are already created and build maps and all that from there. This is where you'd pull up that basically that raw TIFF map and stuff too. So the main things you have to do is you basically just have to have a name, a landform. We have to say yes or no for wires, yes or no for AB lines. Other than that, that's the main ones you have to select. So we're going to hit next. Don't mind all these errors. I have a drone, as you can see down here, it's sitting in the shop, so I don't have any GPS signal or anything like that. But this is our main mapping screen. So in this video, we're just going to go through kind of what it does, stuff like that. So here's our mapping modes. So how do we want to create that boundary? Do we want to hand draw it, use a survey tool, or use the actual drone itself? Next one over, we have what type of points do we want to make? Do we want to make boundary points, a circular boundary, normal obstacle points, circular obstacles, no spray zones, or there's a geofence feature where basically if you had an area, an airport or anything you don't want your pilots to go, you can actually make a geofence around that, and then it will not allow the drone to fly into those areas. Next one over here is correct offset. This is kind of an editing tool, which we'll go into a little bit later on that one. Then we have back. Below that, we do have this location point. This is where you're going to add, there'll be a plus sign here to add all that stuff. Fine tuning. So if we need to edit a point, move a point, or anything like that, we'll select on fine tuning. Of course, we have cancel and we have delete. So those are the main buttons you're going to see on here. So the rest of this video, we're not going to show any mapping. We'll do that in the next one. But so when you save, you create a map, you create a boundary or anything like that, the drone, it will auto save directly to the hard drive of the remote. And as long as you have access, this controller does auto sync by itself around every 30 seconds. So as long as you have access to internet on your remote, it will automatically import and upload and download automatically as long as you have internet. So the things to really pay attention to when you're making boundaries, we always say, make good boundaries. What does that mean? We want to make sure our boundaries, we're not purposely trying to make the drone fly through trees and stuff like that. If it doesn't have to be, you can import KML boundaries and all that stuff into this system. This is a problem what people see all the time. Let's say we use the outside of our planner to make a boundary, through our green star or anything like that, or deer systems or any system really. But if we're using the outside of our edge of our planner to do a quick boundary, like a lot of people do, if we got a 60-foot wide planner and we got 15, 20 feet underneath the trees, even though we can get the planner underneath there, it's going to make that boundary off the edge of the planner if you do it that way. So just stuff to be cautious with, as you're importing boundaries from, John Deere or Ag Leader or anything like that. Really take a good eye on your boundaries. Make sure they aren't, they aren't sticking too far out. They're not sticking over any tree lines or in the middle of a road or anything like that. Just make sure they are importing correctly. Every GPS system handles boundary creations a little different. So you just really want to make sure you're paying attention to that. Over here, we have a measuring tool. This is basically just locking it in off the remote, locking it in off the drone. This basically, if I have any existing boundaries already made, this eyeball right here, this either shows them or it will hide them. And this just kind of gives you a quick surveying tip, just a quick reminder of stuff that you can do, you can't do, stuff like that. So that pretty much rounds out this video. We'll get to you in the next video about actually creating and stuff like that. Thanks.